Hey everybody, this is Paige from Mosaic Moments, and I have another episode of Design Breakdown for you. This layout shows the Crisscross Die collection, and this layout was made by Jody, and I'm going to talk about why it works. So as you can probably see, this layout is perfectly symmetrical, so that is going pretty well. I also really like the color. She has this kind of floral pattern paper and a coordinating red paper, and all together it's a very nice page that's obviously telling the story of being out in nature and going on a nice hike in the mountains. So altogether the theming is really good. Jody did a really good job choosing the colors and theming it really well. So the crisscross dies on here are the 4x4, which is a very intricate die. And then we have the 2x4. There's actually two different 2x4s in the crisscross, and this is one of them. And then this is the 3x3. And the other crisscross 2x4 actually has little corners on all corners. In this case, it's more open, which I actually think helps create this layout, because I feel like with those extra corners, so if you have crisscross, this is going to be important to choose the dies carefully. So this will apply to the 2x4 and 2x3 sizes. You'll have to decide if you want to use the one with all four corners or the one with like this where there's only two corners. And every page is going to be different, and you're going to feel differently about what to place. In this case, I think Jody made a great choice. First of all, these are landscape photos, and you may want to choose this one because you may want to just show more of the photo. But I also feel like if there was those corners, it might have been more distracting from this design. So what is nice about level 3, especially crisscross, so we have the 4x4, and I really love the crisscross 4x6 as well. They both have these really beautiful lines that cut through them, and that's why it's called crisscross. You can see the lines are crisscrossing through. And Jody was really smart to not add in the die with the two corners, because I think it would take away from the center design. To me, the center design is what makes the layout. So here you have 4 mountain photos. They look great. Can't really go wrong with using your mountain photos, right? They're pretty much always going to look good. They're going to look great no matter what you do. But this layout stands out to me so much because of this. It kind of, I don't know what it reminds me of exactly. It's like a piece of art, like a Southwest piece of art, or maybe a design on a blanket. It just reminds me of designs you see outside of scrapbooking. It's kind of like making your layout this really cool design that you're going to want to buy if you went to the mountains or went to the Southwest or something. I really, really like it. And Jody did a great job choosing her colors here. She has this kind of sand color for all of the crisscross dies. So I think that was great. A lot of times we use white, but I think white would have been too overwhelming. To me, this was a perfect color because it's not too bright, but it's contrasting enough that you can really see it on this grid paper color. So that is something to keep in mind. Like sometimes it's going to look good to use just white depending on what your background is or what your pattern paper is. But white probably would have felt too much with these particular colors and would have taken away from the mountain scenes in this case. So we like to experiment. Sometimes you think one color might work and it feels like it's not good enough, and you might switch over to a different color. So I would say get used to experimenting and trying different things. But I really like here too how she filled in these sections with just 2 different colors, so it doesn't feel overwhelming. It's this really nice red, and the red is not too bright. It's kind of like a brick red. And then she has this, it's kind of an orange red color. So this center section to me looks really good too, because these 2 colors are really close to each other on the color wheel. Neither of them are way contrasting from the other. Sometimes it really can make a huge difference when you're choosing 2 different papers that they actually be similar. Now, you don't want them to be so similar that they clash, right? So it's kind of like wearing an outfit and you have a black shirt and black pants on and they clash because they're both black, but they're not exactly the same, you know? So you probably have experienced that with outfits. So we don't want our scrapbook pages to clash either. But these are not clashing. This feels like perfect because especially with a design like this that's a little more intricate, it's really nice that these colors are next to each other in the color wheel and are actually not too contrasting. But altogether, it stands out a lot on this layout. And of course here, I love this corner. I love how the 3x3 provides this little corner to give that really nice X shape here. And you can see it here as well. That adds a little more color to the edges. So of course you're gonna get that naturally if you use the Crisscross 3x3 die. And I love how it has a really big opening. The X Factor 3x3s are a little bit smaller, so I do like that on Crisscross. You can crop your photos a little bit bigger than the X Factor dies. All right, I think that's all today. Again, I love this middle section. I think it's just what makes the layout overall. Very, very well done, Paige. Jody did a great job. All right, let me know in the comments below if you like this layout. Let Jody know if you loved this layout. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.